The trembling started at 2:41 a.m. Not loud, not frantic, just steady, like a quiet reckoning. I stayed still, curled on the couch, lights off, screen dim. My daughter's apron, still stained, lay folded nearby. The scent of rosemary and garlic clung to the air like a stubborn regret. Then came a knock, sharper this time. A voice followed, muffled but unmistakable. Her voice. "Please open the door." I didn't move. Instead, I stared again at the photo I'd taken earlier. 23 place cards, each handwritten, each set beside untouched plates. Every detail perfect. Every dish ignored. Another knock. Then again her voice. "Please open the door." Still, I sat frozen, scrolling through the same photo. She hadn't figured it out yet. But she would. 15 hours earlier, she had texted, full of cheer and apologies. Change of plans. We're heading to a restaurant instead. Adults only. I had stared at those words for a full minute before locking my phone. I didn't reply. I didn't have to. My daughter had been planning that dinner for 3 days. 17, with bruised fingers and burn marks, she'd handmade pasta, prepared lamb, and torched creme brulee until the tops cracked just right. For her grandmother, for her mother's family, for people who didn't even bother telling her she was no longer invited. They'd messaged me instead, last minute, in a group chat. Cowards. Not one called her. Not even her mother. Especially not her mother. She'd barely looked at me when she delivered the news. It's more of an adult thing now. It'll be quieter. As if that explained it. As if a teenager pouring herself into every detail somehow didn't count. That's when something inside me shifted, just slightly. I didn't argue. I simply watched. Later that night, my daughter came home early, face unreadable, voice muted. She didn't cry. She wrapped the untouched food, scrubbed every dish, and disappeared upstairs. I opened her mother's laptop. Same password as always, my birthday. Still worked. 2 minutes in, I found the truth. Not just the restaurant confirmation. Not just the timing. It wasn't adults only until 9 p.m. The dinner had started at 6. There were children there. I saw the pictures her sister had posted. My daughter's chair was the only one left vacant. I didn't shout. I didn't break things. I kept clicking. Buried and deleted messages were the ones that mattered. Let's just not tell her yet, he'll handle it. She's a lot sometimes with all that food stuff. He won't say anything. He never does. And they were right. I hadn't. Not until then. I printed the emails. The photos. The reservation details. Then I boxed every untouched dish, each one labeled with the name card it had been paired with. Course by course. Precision. Care. And I drove. The laughter inside the restaurant buzzed against the windows when I arrived. I didn't go in. Just handed the containers and folder to the hostess. Table 7. The woman in red. From her husband. She hesitated, then nodded. I stood outside and watched through the glass. The mood shifted like a candle snuffed. Laughter stopped. Eyes widened. Containers opened. Names read. The folder passed around. My wife stared at it all like it was a funeral notice. She stood, scanning the room like I might appear. But I was already gone. She came home hours later, moving like she didn't want the floor to notice. She paused behind me, unsure. I don't know how to explain, she said finally. I waited. Nothing came. Then, softer. You could have just said something. I looked at her for the first time. Held up my phone. One message sent earlier. One word. Enjoy. That was all I had left to say. Her hands trembled. She glanced around, maybe hoping someone else would speak. But the house was quiet. Just me. And the memory of a girl who cooked a feast no one showed up for. 2 days have passed. She still hasn't spoken to our daughter. But my daughter and I, we've said what matters without needing words. That evening, we cooked together again. No labels. No expectations. Just the two of us. She laughed once, low and real. Something inside me shifted again. Not forgiveness. Not love. Just a calm, final distance. When the plates were ready, she asked, "Should we ask Mom to join?" I didn't answer. Just turned off my phone and took the first bite.